Here are the 3 best things that you can do as an investor. So number 1 is starting early. The best time to start investing was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. It's very, very important that we start investing as early as we possibly can, because this allows our investments to grow as much as possible. And you'd be surprised. Google a compound interest calculator, put in the same investment amount, and just change the amount of years that you give it to grow, right? 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and the numbers start getting crazy at that point. As we see compound interest growing, the majority of the growth happens at the very end, right? Because we're compounding on such a large amount. Don't think of it as, hey, I'm only missing out money if I don't hold it for long enough. No. You have to start now, right? Where does that 30-year period start? Does it start today, or does it start in 10 years? Because if it starts in 10 years, well, by the time you want to retire, right? Maybe you want to retire a little early. Maybe at 40 years old, you're like, you know what? I'm going to call it a day, so to speak, right? And so you want to retire at this point, and you're like, wait, hold up. I have how much money in the bank? Right? And so now you start thinking, you're like, man, I wish I started investing early. One of the easiest hacks to create a successful investment portfolio is basically to start investing earlier, right? Nothing can really beat time in the market. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later here. The time that you spend in the market, the time that you spend invested, makes one of the biggest differences in your investment career. It doesn't really matter what you invest into. When you're starting out, as long as you're invested into something, it's already going to start growing, hopefully, right? So assuming the investment performs, it's going to start growing, and it's going to start becoming bigger than what it was the year prior, right? So year after year after year, this investment begins to grow. Maybe you started out with $1,000. Maybe you started out with $5,000 or $10,000, or maybe you were able to create some sort of high income skill for yourself, right? And then you sold that skill as a service and they paid you money for it. Well, now you have maybe $100,000 that you're starting with. Well, you're way ahead of the game because you were able to start investing early and you started investing a decent amount. And so once we have that amount determined, whatever that amount is, it really doesn't matter when you're just starting out. The key is not being right. The key is to begin. Once you begin, then you can start tweaking and correcting yourself and changing your investments, right? Tweaking them just a little bit to make them more profitable, or maybe just pivoting to a totally new investment. Guys, I've changed investment direction more times than I can count because I realized that my flexibility, my agility as an investor allows me to be able to switch investment strategies based on what the market is doing. And the only reason that I'm doing that is because I want to stay cutting edge and I want to stay ahead of what the market is doing. So if I see in the market, hey, we're shifting towards renewable energy, okay, well, maybe I should start pulling from some investments and put it into renewable energy because, hey, in the next 5 to 10 years, I think that I might make some sort of gain on that investment. So my agility in the market allows me to change my strategy. And then, oh, we've entered a recession. Well, maybe I should stay away from the riskier investments and I should go for something that's a little bit more conservative, not going for massive plays. I'm going for long-term plays now. Let's go for something long-term. And in a few years, when we're back on a high market, now's the time to make some risky plays. And I probably won't touch my long-term investment that I made. Hey, don't get me wrong here, but I would like to have some additional capital at that point, maybe some of the cash flow that I'm collecting or additional cash that I've created through my high income skills, and then invest it into more rapid, aggressive investment strategies that allow me to capitalize on what's going on in the market. Besides becoming an investor early on, the second best thing that you can do for yourself is to create an investment plan. Guys, I teach this in one of my courses on how you can create an investment plan that's going to pay you for the rest of your life. Investing is not a short-term game. We need to train ourselves to exit that short-term mindset where we're like, yeah, I just want to invest for like a week, maybe a month, or maybe like a year, and then I'm gonna buy a Lambo and retire. No, that's not how investing works. Investing is a long-term game. If we create an investment plan, there's multiple pieces that comprise this investment plan, but we can use that investment plan to our advantage, and it's gonna tell us which direction we need to go as investors. It's gonna help us tell right from wrong, because we look at our investment plan, we're like, okay, this is what a good investment for my investment plan should look like. This is how much I'm willing to risk. This is how much I would like to gain. You're using your investment plan as a measuring stick. You're using that plan to know where you should go and where you shouldn't go. So use it as a compass. Guys, the next thing about that is you have to be able to manage risk correctly. Part of your investment plan is learning how to manage risk. If we can manage risk correctly, everything else will tend to fall in place. Here's the thing, investing is simple, but it's not easy. The strategies and the concepts of investing, it's all simple stuff. But the tough part, which makes it hard, is that we have psychology, right? We're human. It's not difficult to understand the concepts behind it, but it is difficult to actually put them into action. And so that is why we want to create an investment plan, because that helps guide our logical decisions so that we're not making emotional decisions. We're not like, oh, hey, today I feel like investing into Ethereum, or today I feel like investing into Bitcoin, or today I feel like buying a house. No. We have to look at our investment plan. Does this align with where I need to be in 5 years? Is this gonna bring me closer to my goal or take me further away? Is this risking more than I plan to risk in my investment plan? Or am I risking less here? If we're risking more than we initially planned in our investment plan, then you might as well not even follow it at all. That completely destroys the validity of your investment plan, because your investment plan is based on you following a set of rules. And if you make a rule that, hey, I'm never gonna risk more than 10% of my $100,000 portfolio, that means you can maximum lose 10% on any one investment, which is $10,000. Then an investment comes where you're risking $15,000, but they promise that you're gonna make $1 million within, let's say, 6 months, right? Obviously that's exaggerated. Now you start getting excited and you start getting emotional. And money itself, sometimes people don't realize that they want what money can give them, not money itself. Financial freedom, spending more time with family, doing the things that they love instead of having to go to work. Those are all things that money can give to us. When we think about it that way, $1 million could really put a dent in my bills. It could really allow me to live the life that I want to live. And so now we're tempted to break our trading plan and we're risking 15K. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but as soon as you break that discipline, your whole investment plan is no longer valid. If you start investing into something that can lose more than you have allotted for in your investment plan, the math breaks. It just doesn't work. Guys, make sure you stick to your investment plan. And finally, don't try to time the market. So the first thing is how much time we've spent in the market, investing as early as possible. The second point is creating an investment plan. And then we do not try to time the market. We're not trying to wait for the next big crash. It's all about spending time in the market. So it's very similar to the first point where we talk about investing as early as possible. This is just a concept of not trying to sell at every high and buy at every low. It's just not gonna happen. Statistically speaking, you're not likely to be able to predict that. And if you just invest consistently, you're very, very likely, mathematically speaking, to outperform somebody who tries to time the market, only buy at the very lows and only sell at the very highs. It's all about time in the market, and that time will speak for itself, and that time will create that income for you, create that passive income for you, and grow your portfolio. Hope you guys found this interesting. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.